Okay. Yep. I don't understand. Wow, this is not overflowing. X hidden. Overflow. Overflowy. Overflowy. That's why it's not hidden. Overflow X auto. Okay, cool. We good. We didn't name the class name correctly. So, well, I didn't. But think we need to maybe overflow the right side container instead and keep the image fixed. So should we? Yes. Let's try. I mean, yeah, okay, let's do it. Should be okay. The overflow X auto, no. Remove you. We need overflow X hidden now. We need to remove this. Make sure we never use overflow ever again. We'll do overflow X auto over here. And width. Huh. No, that doesn't work. Amazing. Maybe we did need that. We didn't. Oh, okay. Yes. We don't need width full, but we also should tell this thing not to shrink. It's a flex container. I don't know why it shrinks by default, but apparently it does. Let's make the height full so that overflows like that. Are we happy with the alignments? Yeah. Could work. Cool. I mean, this will at least allow us to handle a case with long words. I also considered moving it below the image, but I'm not too. Well, let's see what it would look like. Don't knock it until you try it. That's what I always say. We've got flex image. Let's make it flex column. Just change it to gap. So that's an option. Probably need to make the gap a bit bigger. No, not that gap. This gap, the row gap. And then when we drag and drop, how would that work? I'm in two minds about this. This kind of does work. Sort of okay. And we don't have to do too much overflow X scrolling. Cool, let's run with that for a bit. Okay, so at least we can handle overflow stuff if we need to. Maybe we should test that out quickly. Let's get one sort of long word, one really long word, yeah. 10. And doesn't work. Doesn't work for some reason. Overflow X hidden, yep. Overflow X auto. We don't need height full anymore. But we may need width full. Yes. Oh, but then we got this situation, which is okay. Just the alignment isn't ideal. Maybe we could then align the images to the start, which is the default. Yes, that's better, I think. Not on desktop though. Maybe on desktop we could go for a row approach. How would that look? LG flex row. LG flex row, I think. Yes, perfect. And we still have that overflow if we need it, because this container has a max width. I'm happy with that. Nice and easy. Yeah. Let's wear that for a bit. Let's see what happens. Okay, cool. What is next? Okay, so we got a little input. Can actually just go back to, where's the container? Go back to go back to the actual phrase. Alrighty, so when the user clicks on, you know, one of these inputs or this row, anywhere on this row really, we want to be able to input text. So we want to bring the keyboard up and input text. I know Wordle does it where they have the keyboard on screen and they've got, you know, a row for each attempt, which is actually really like clever if you think about it. But I feel like if we just go and copy that, we're just making Wordle, and this is our own unique creation we're going to bring to the world. So let's keep things as unique as possible. And yeah, so let's implement that focus state. So when we focus this input, do we actually need an input at all? I'm just wondering, we could have an on-click handler on the row itself, which would focus it. You'd need to listen to blur somehow. Oh no, let's use an input. It's handy to have the blur and all that stuff. So let's go on focus. On focus. And just gonna remove this for now. Yeah, okay, let's run with that. And then we'll just follow our approach of storing the logic on top with callbacks just for force of habit. I know we don't need it unless there's some expensive stuff happening inside here, but I just like to do it just for muscle memory, I suppose. And if I run into performance issues, I'll address them. It's all good. Let's just have a look if focus is coming through. Do we need it now? I mean, does this component need the focus state, or does our entire row need it? Let's think, what happens if we do border, you know, primary? Then our focus state would appear here, and it's probably quite relevant. Okay, let's see. Then we don't need to pass it back to the parent, just to simplify things. Okay, so if we are focused, if it's not focused, border transparent. But if we focused, we want border primary. We want to have some transition on there, and it'll be transition for the colors. Wanted to make it a bit rounded, I think. So what does that look like by default? Maybe it should be outline. And can we do outline offset 2? And the overflow is hidden. Oh, that's not going to work. Nah, that's not going to work for us. I would like the whole row to be focused, really. Because it's, you know, you're focusing on the image. The image and the input are like one, you know. So let's see if we can manage the focus state on this level. Let's go and extend the input props as normal in case we need to pass it back. Ooh, input has a placeholder by default, so that could confuse things. Placeholder. Yes, that's cool. Props. We'll just forward all the props. That's not correct. Is focused. We still need to know if this, no, we don't need it, sorry. We've decided against that. Okay, let's revert all this. What the problem is, there we go, cool. Okay, so we're gonna plonk this on here and go on focus. Let's just make sure that's coming through quickly. Because it is focused, what? Oh no. It should be false, good. Boom, boom. I'm clicking it, but it's not focusing it. So I feel like Maybe because it's invisible. Yes. Well, is it? Because it's invisible, it doesn't capture the events. Is that a thing? I thought it was if it's display none, it doesn't capture the events for inputs. Let's see. What is it? What is invisible adding? Visibility hidden. ChatGPT to the rescue. How can we capture input events when an input has visibility hidden, or should we use other styles to hide the input? Opacity. Yes. Okay. So ChatGPT has just told us don't use this, use opacity, and we may need to adjust the Z index, but we are capturing the input events, which is great. And you wouldn't see the BG because opacity is 0. With Z index Z, negative Z, 10. Do we still capture events? No, we don't. Okay, all good. Let's see what happens here. We also need a focus state, blur, on blur event. So each one should now be individually focused. True, 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 true. And let's put it to the test. Is focused is true, add the border primary. And then remember we said we're going to do border, rounded LG, transition for the colors. Should be good. Oh, border transparent. Yay, that's working. Awesome. Might make the border a bit bigger, add some padding here. Border 2 padding. Sorry, P. 1, 2, maybe. Okay. Yes, awesome. That actually looks pretty good. Quite happy with that actually. But I might add more padding. The alignment is slightly out on the main layout, but all good. Does this make sense to people? Not sure. We're gonna have to do some user testing. Got my, why doesn't cursor pointer work? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. Cool, I like that. Got some focus state, so we know which input is focused. We're probably gonna pass that back. No, we don't need to pass it back. We will need to pass back some sort of, for each row we need to pass back some sort of on-change event. And we'll need to manage each word, or the phrase rather, at the puzzle page level. But for now, this should do. Cool.